Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. Last time, we defeated Bear and Dante, and collected all 8 pieces and put them together, and now we've landed on the Crystal Island where a new enemy awaits. And so the adventure returns, with level 1. So, World 5 is kind of a world based on like a reflection of all of the levels that you've gone through in order to get to this point. There are only 5 levels in World 5, 4 actual levels, and then the boss level. And scorpions. Hey. Yes, I got them all back, and I'm gonna lose them instantly if I don't get out of here. This place is a firefight. But yes, each level actually is a reflection on all of the levels of one world. So level 1 focuses on all the levels of World 1. I believe there's actually 6 rooms for each of the levels, and each room encompasses something about each of the individual levels in order. So that past room was level 1, and this room is level 2. It kind of works like that. Now, one thing we get to see is actually, ow! Really bad timing. As long as they keep 5. 5 is a good number. But anyway, what we get to see here is just... Remember what I said earlier about how I thought Worlds 4, 6, Platform Peaks would have been a great final level to just like focus on every single thing that you've done so far? I still kind of agree with that. However, World 5 is definitely somewhat of a final exam for you. I believe this is supposed to be World level 4, I believe. Anyway, I might as well talk about some facts while we're here, because I have, I believe, 1 fact per level, and that was close. And they kind of, and most of them have to do with the differences between each of the 3 versions of Croc that you can get, be it PlayStation, Sega Saturn, or the PC version. The first fact is actually about the size of the game, and why did I do that? Oh well. The size of the rooms is actually a bit of a fact in this regard. You can see that the rooms are actually not that big in size. If you actually look at the game data more closely. However, they really look kind of cavernous if you look at them right now as I'm going through this tunnel. That's because they actually made Croc's model smaller in the PlayStation version. Since they couldn't make any of the levels actually bigger, so they made Croc smaller. This is, and of course this is in the PlayStation version, it's also in the PC version. However, the Saturn version, Croc was not shrinked down. So, which was, I don't really know why, but if you actually look back at my, example with Flippy that I keep going back to, because it's actually a perfect example of a lot of the Saturn differences, is Flippy's ring entirely. You'll notice that between the PlayStation version and the one I showed off and the video I linked to with the Saturn version, that the boxing rink is a lot smaller in the Saturn version. And that's because they didn't shrink Croc's model down. Now we get level 6. And of course they have to do this whole idea, and that's kind of where the ideas end. All in World 5 has no Gobbos to collect because we rescued them all, including King Rufus at the end of the fight with Baron Dante. I believe if you were actually counting, there was 144 Gobbos that we collected, and King Rufus counted as the 145th, so there was a total of 145 Gobbos that we had to collect in order to get to World 5. Oh, this is gonna be bad. There we go. Go! Shit. Ah! I'm not, There's also no puzzle pieces or colored crystals to collect. There's only crystals in all of these levels, you just have to get through them. So they're very, very simple levels. Except for the fact that they can be a bit hard sometimes. I don't know why that box did not have any crystals. I don't even remember what I did a minute ago. Pray for me. Easy. Yeah. Oh. Okay, I still get 2. Off we go. Get out of here. The adventure returns, yay! But now we're out of World 1 and back into World 2. Level 2. Diet Borough. Hey, look, it's level 1 all over again. Now, one thing I do have to point out is that, with the appearance of the new enemy, who really doesn't have a name, the only kind of name you actually get is after you actually beat him in the boss level, and I guess you can really just call him Crystal Dante because he looks exactly like him. But I have to say that his voice, the cackle that we heard, in that scene after we made the puzzle, after we completed the puzzle, is just something that's really cool to listen to. And if I was still hanging on, I probably would have fallen off those gears. Anyways. But it's just a cool sound. It's not... It's the most inorganic sound I've ever heard out of a PlayStation game, to be honest. Yeah, that sound. I love it. I really do. It's kind of the idea like it's either neither man nor machine. I kind of get that vibe from it. However, we might as well talk about the next difference between the versions, and I shouldn't be doing this. I should wait for the wraps to come back. And that is about the lighting effects in each of the versions. As I why are there so many doubles? I thought I dealt with all of you, and no, they still live, and they're not allowed to. But yes, the lighting effects. All of them are different, of course, otherwise I wouldn't be talking about them. And the PlayStation version actually has the best lighting out of all of the games. Because of how smooth it is, the colored effects, it really just nailed everything. The Saturn version has the smoothness that the PlayStation version has, but it lacks the color, because it kind of didn't do color very well. I'm meaning like color shading, gradient, kind of like that. So lava wouldn't be doing this kind of, it would be more red. I kind of pointed this out in Pandemonium that it couldn't do red that very well because it was just like a clear red match of stuff that you had to avoid. But however, the PC version has something that both of the console versions lack, and that is the software rendering. It actually lacks the colored lighting, and it doesn't look very smooth at all, to be honest. It looks dog ugly. For some weird circumstance, because it's a PC version. You'd think you'd be able to do a lot more with the PC versions. Because of the resources that you have available to you. I think it was just because of, the graphics cards that actually supported Croc, there wasn't a lot of them, and today's standards, they're long outdated and hard to find, of course. And it's really, really unfortunate to see that the PC version's effects were just squandered, and I keep doing that whenever I go through one of these things. I just want to go straight through them and... Oh, that is cheap. Cheap. Why are we in lava? This is supposed to be World 2. But we're done. Forgot how small that is. Hit the gong. Will I get another life out of crystals? I don't know. But yeah, it just had a limited number of display cards, and it just kind of made it look horrendous overall. I did play a little bit of it, and I'm going like, wow, I'm going back to the PlayStation version. Thank you. As we go on to level 3, or World 3, Trial on the Nile. So we get the nice music. And my next fact actually talks about the music as we go through the trial. Ah! Oh well, I got the key. That isn't how you're supposed to do it. I'm gonna do it properly. Up. Go! You actually get arrested because the second one is actually not a drop platform. But my next fact actually talks about the soundtrack of the game. I love the soundtrack to death. You already know that amount. However, the versions of the game actually go about listening to the soundtrack differently if you're not playing the game. And I only lived because of invincibility frames. Shoot. This is kind of an annoying one because it's the Mud Pit Mania level, and I don't like the Mud Pit Mania level, if you remember. There we go. If you ever had a PlayStation, you know that, if you open this CD tray, you can actually access the CD player and then put in the disc and listen to whatever songs that are on it. And you could always do that. And track 1 usually was the game data for some inexplicable reason. I don't know why it would show up in the CD player, but then again, I'm not really poking at it. It actually turns out that the PlayStation version has the full soundtrack, apparently, compared to the Saturn and the PC versions. I don't know why. It kind of feels a bit far-fetched to me once I keep thinking about it, but the PlayStation versions were always in a CD format. However, the Saturn and PC versions kind of went around the CD software or hardware a bit differently, and actually had shortened CD versions, which were called compact disc digital audio, which was CDDA. You can listen. It was still the same idea of you can pop in the disc and listen to them on the CD player function that you could listen to your Saturn, as well as the PC version where you could just pop it in and listen to any CD player you have on your computer. I still don't know why it feels like, I don't know, it feels like not having the full soundtrack is just wrong. Yeah, remember this is Leap of Faith. Get rid of the plugin, we can head down in here. And now for this. This is pretty much the same as Life's a Beach, that area. However, they kind of made it harder. Is it Life's a Beach? Or it should be Life's a Beach. However, they make those tiny little platforms where it's either you get on them or you die, and the distance for them is very... ugh. I don't like it. And they don't give you a quick way to do it, so once you kill that devil, you have to go across the monkey bars really fast before he respawns. If you don't, well, he'll be more than happy to shoot you right off and kill you. Because once you get hit by anything, you just simply fall off. I want to say this is the Life's a Beach level. I'm not entirely sure. Well, I guess it was. Whoop! And they hide. They hide among the things you want to collect. Really, I like these summarized world levels. It's just like, remember this? That's kind of one thing I don't like, is that it just kind of makes you relive things, but it kind of shows how far along you've come, and apparently, according to this, I have not come far at all, because I can't hold on to any crystals to save my life. Except for one. Holding onto one crystal does save your life, and I have 10. Hit the gong. 99. Really? Oh well. And with that note, that's 3 levels. So next time, we're gonna go into Croc's Interactive. Castle level, the summary of World 4, and afterwards we're going to head on and fight our new enemy, the Crystal Boss. See you next time, everyone.